Good morning, everyone, and welcome. My name is Tony Colangelo, and I'm here with my great friends, Wayne Capili and Fraser Almeida. Good morning, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Morning.
Yeah. So, guys, today we are going to be talking about professional development. And as many of you are aware, over the last few years, Wayne, Fraser, and I have been delivering a 2-day workshop called Capturing Luxury. The intention of the workshop is to help people who have a keen interest in doing a little bit of a transition from core real estate, or what we refer to as core real estate, and transitioning over to luxury real estate. We've been doing that for a number of years, just prior to the PMRE conference. And as I'm sure you're aware, every year we try to do something a little bit different to promote it. And this year we thought that we'd like to offer some information for those of you who might be interested in attending, but are kind of sitting on the fence about pulling the trigger on the workshop. So rather than having us talk about it, we thought, wouldn't it be great to chat with someone who's already attended and to ask them just a few quick questions about their experience of the workshop? And we're doing this because we think that this type of very personalized information from a previous student might be helpful to you in making an informed decision. So today we are very happy to introduce Cheyenne Crawford. Many of you are aware that Cheyenne, even though she's relatively new to our field, has become an absolute force. And as a matter of fact, Cheyenne was one of the keynote speakers last year at the PMRE conference. So, welcome, Cheyenne.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Well, we're doing great. How are you?
Great.
I'm doing super well. Just enjoying a Sunday off and getting ready for a full week of shoots.
Nice, nice. So, Cheyenne, shall we jump right in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so as I said a moment ago, we had the pleasure and good fortune of having you attend our workshop in Las Vegas prior to the PMRE conference. And I'd ask you to just put a thinking cap on, Cheyenne, and think about what you were going through at the time. Like looking back, what prompted you to register for the workshop in the first place? Was there something going on in your craft, or maybe something that you were struggling with or wanting to improve at the time?
Yeah, so I think at the time that I was looking to sign up for the workshop, the big concern for me was that I was really ready to take my work to the next level, and I wasn't quite sure on the path forward. I was shooting a lot of bread and butter properties at the time, occasionally some luxury, but I knew that I really wanted to push my business and push my client list more into the luxury space.
Right.
And with all the noise online, on different techniques and how to shoot and really like nitty gritty detail type stuff, I just was very unclear on what kind of techniques that I needed to introduce to my work, really how to do those different techniques, whether it be lighting or editing. I wanted some clear advice from people who have been in the field a long time, especially in the luxury space, on how to push my work and my business forward.
Right. Okay.
And Cheyenne, like you were with us for those 2 days at that workshop. Can you just share really quickly, your experience and how it felt being around like-minded individuals like yourself?
I think it was really important for me to be around a lot of those like minded individuals because in our business, in our line of work, it's very lonely at times. We're in houses, whether it's with the agents or by ourselves, shooting all day, every day. And I think being around other photographers that were already in the mindset of wanting to grow, wanting to improve their work, wanting to put themselves out there is super essential. It was super essential for me, at least, to have that mindset shift that I needed to know that I could do it in the first place, that I could do this thing that I wanted to do of pushing my work forward, pushing my business forward into a new space, but also just having that camaraderie, kind of that back and forth that we don't get often enough. And that's one thing PMRE has been really great for as well, is just to have that connection with other shooters that are of a similar mindset.
Are you still actually talking to people from that first workshop today that you communicate with, and you have somebody to relay ideas and bounce things off of?
Definitely, definitely. And it's really cool to just watch all of the people on social media that I was with in the workshop as well, and how their careers are moving forward too. It's really encouraging.
That's awesome.
So, from a content perspective, what parts of the workshop were you most do you find most useful in your work?
So it was really nice to get kind of the like uncovering the demystifying of how to do more advanced lighting and flash techniques, especially from Fraser. I thought one of the coolest things, even though I haven't really implemented into my workflow at this point, is to get an insight into how you get those really incredible twilight photos by introducing flash to those. I had never seen that done before. Another thing that was really important for me was a lot of the composition techniques. And I think, Tony, this is the one that I took from you. And I think about it almost every single day in my work now. And I think it has leveled me up significantly is PowerPoints. So being able to compose your images based off of that intersection of the rule of thirds lines, and just learning how to see those images. And then also, and I can't remember, like I got so much from each of you that I can't remember exactly who it goes with. But Wayne, I think from you, like what I gained a lot of was understanding and pushing for the images that I wanted to have, not just accepting the scene as it was given to me, but being comfortable and being proactive enough to go into my scene, and whether it's moving furniture or staging items and really crafting the image that I wanted. And one like general thing that I know has changed in my work quite a lot since I've taken the workshop is getting a lot more comfortable with shooting much longer focal lengths, with being a little more intentional about framing and not feeling like I had to shoot everything corner to corner as wide as possible, and feeling more empowered to go in and get the images that I wanted for my portfolio, but I also really was rewarding for my clients as well, because they started to have images that were much different than anything else in the real estate market currently.
Awesome.
So important.
So, did
Absolutely.
your clients notice a change in your shooting style?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was like such a switch too, between the mindset and between me just elevating my work in such a level and then talking about it to my clients. I automatically started to attract the kind of clients that I want. So I'm really proud to say that now I do work with the very top agents in my market. I am one of the top and most sought after photographers and videographers in my market in the real estate luxury space.
That's
Um,
great.
and I will say too that the workshop even benefited my video work quite a lot, because composition was probably the most vital thing that I took from the workshop. So not just the mindset shift of knowing that I could do this, that I could take up space in the luxury market, but that excitement that I could bring to my clients and tell them, hey, I'm learning these new techniques. I want to practice on your properties. And then, of course, the deliverables afterwards, where they could see the craftsmanship that went into it, whether it's that I took the time to light it properly, or if I just was much more intentional about my compositions. I think it really showed in my work, and it immediately started to resonate with other luxury agents in my market.
Cheyenne, I bet anything that At first, when you were implementing these things that you got from the workshop, it probably was a little bit um, not overwhelming, but you had to think things through it. And I would bet just about anything that right now, here you are a couple of years later, and it's gone from needing to think it through to almost intuitive now for you.
It's definitely muscle memory these days.
Yeah.
So I have to find new creative ways to push myself. But it's really cool to see how, when it was very taxing for me at first to create these new images, this new level of image, that it took a lot of effort. It really took me being on the Cam Ranger, analyzing things. And now it's like I walk into a space and I immediately know, like, I have a kitchen and I need 3 images, and I need those images to really complement each other. And
Yeah.
just to even tack on to that right there is that having the awareness of having your images be cohesive in a gallery was something that really got hammered home for me in this workshop as well. Of not just thinking about it as one image, but thinking about it as a series of images that play together. Because
Yeah.
maybe for us photographers in our portfolio, that single image, like, it has to be the statement. But in what I do with real estate, and then I think so much of our niche that we are in photographing spaces and places, it's, you really need to be mindful about how a sequence of images can be more empowering and synergistic, like for the creativity and the beauty of a gallery. Instead of just focusing on like getting one perfect image, it's focusing on how do I create a series of images that tell this story of a
Yeah.
space.
I was just going to say, because that's exactly what you're talking about. And whether you're working for a luxury agent and, other higher end clientele, architects, high end builders, high end interior designers, that is what they are looking for. So, building that skill set in a real estate photography realm for anybody that even has an inkling of wanting to shoot for the design and build community, that capacity to tell a story is beyond vital.
It's definitely that decision making that I feel like I was also very impacted by, all 3 of you, of not feeling like I need to shoot. Even if I have a 10,000 square foot house, I don't need 100 images. I need 40 maximum that really, really concisely tell the story of a space, because most people are not going to make it that far into a gallery anyways.
Correct.
Whereas, like, before the workshop, I would just kind of spray and pray and shoot as much as I could and not make that decision of what I'm going to deliver and what the client actually needs. It's going to be the most impactful. I think that's where you start to get that delineation between real estate photography as just a job, a paycheck, versus the art of doing more design and build oriented imagery, is having that decision making process in place that says, I need to take these images and I need to leave this out.
Right, right. Cheyenne, my goodness, that was absolutely amazing. I'm sure for anyone viewing this little video clip and who might be on the fence about attending the workshop, I'm sure that everything that you said resonated, and hopefully will be helpful to them. And my goodness, thank you. It's a pleasure to see you again. And we are very, very grateful to have you here. And thank you for taking the time.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for taking the time to answer all my questions that I had after the workshop, following up. All 3 of you, I was able to bother you after the fact, just to kind of get more clarity on things that I started to face when I put all of these tips and tricks and strategies in my workflow. So thank you guys, and for continuing to be a resource.
Man, I will never forget us three sitting at the lounge in South Point talking to you. I remember how you had so many questions and you were nervous, and from that to where you are today, like, what a huge jump of confidence and I mean, I'm sure all three of us. I follow everybody on social media, and I've seen what you're doing. Man,
Oh,
bravo to you! Like, great
it's
job.
Cheyenne, is just ridiculous what you're doing.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
But you were really good before. I mean, like,
yeah.
you know, after the workshop when you sent me that house, that apartment that you took pictures of, it was amazing. It's like, yeah, this is where you want to go.
I think I just needed that push, you know?
Yeah.
I just needed to like make the decision to invest in myself. And yeah, that was a big start to it. So I couldn't encourage some of our attendees to go to this workshop more. It really changed the trajectory of my career. I am in the place right now that I set out to be when I started my career. Right before I took the workshop, all of those things are coming to fruition in my career right now. So definitely
Oh,
think it's a great way to get the ball rolling.
that's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, if you're thinking of attending, our 2 day workshop is called Capturing Luxury. You can find more information about it on the PMRE conference website. If you go to the registration section and scroll down, you'll see a bunch of different workshops, including the one that Wayne Frazier and I are doing. We hope today's video has been helpful to you in some way. And with any luck, we will see you in Las Vegas. So thanks for joining us. Have a great day.
Take
Gentlemen,
care.
thank you.
Thank
Cheyenne,
you.
a heartfelt thank you to you.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Okay,
you.
bye now.